everyone, welcome back to Royalty Soaps. It's February, which means it is time to create all of the crystal and gemstone soaps that I came up with, like, I want to say 2 months ago, and then I was like putting it off, and I was like, you know what, February, I am just all of the soaps that I have inspired by like rocks, I'm going to make then. The first one that we're doing, obviously, is rose quartz. It's like a super pretty pink stone with like some milky white bits in there. It's really, really beautiful. I personally have a few around the house for decoration. And I'm actually going to be using a real rose quartz on the top of every single soap bar. So I'm really excited to do that because I've never done it before. So without further ado, let's get soap making. We're going to begin by pouring the titanium dioxide and lye water solution into our oils. The titanium dioxide is what's giving the soap this nice pearly white color. I'm going to pour gently down the stick blender to reduce the chances of air bubbles, and then we're going to blend on low until everything is fully dissolved and incorporated. Off some of the soap into these containers here. We're going to do various shades of pink because of course it's rose quartz. So we've got these 3 containers, and this bigger one right here I'm going to fill with a little bit more white. I want to take it to like a cream color because rose quartz sort of has this sort of milky white mixture with the pink, but it's not like a stark white. So I'm going to put white in this one. I'm going to put 2 different tones of pink in this one, and then another tone of pink in here. I'm going to use amaranth pink from Nurture Soap in this first container, and also in the largest container. And then in this middle container, I'm going to put some Cosmic Carolyn, just about that much. It's from TKB Trading. And for the white cream color, I'll be using Velvet Pearl from Nurture Soap. If you're wanting a really stark white, I don't think Velvet Pearl is the best way to get it. They're titanium dioxide. Water-soluble titanium dioxide is what I would recommend for stark white, but because I'm just going for kind of a pearly look, sort of a more yellow toned white, then this Velvet Pearl is gonna work great. So I'm gonna blend up from lightest to have all of the pinks be only 1 or 2 shades different from each other. So this is the lightest, this is the second lightest, and then of course this is the third lightest, because I don't really want a very, very stark contrast, because that doesn't really look like a rose quartz. The fragrance oil I'm using today is Sweet Pea. This is one of the only floral fragrance oils that I have found that does not accelerate trace at all. It is super, super easy to work with in cold process soap. Instead of blending with a stick blender at first, I'm just going to incorporate it with my little spatula here. The only thing about this fragrance oil is that it does rise initially upon contact with the soap, but you can blend that out really, really easily. It doesn't clump together very much, and it's not a very stubborn rise, so you'll just blend it up with your stick blender. I just like to incorporate it first by hand. So I'm going to stick blend, and then I will pour these accent colors into this big pot. Everything is blended, so I'm going to start pouring in my pink accents. Just pouring that medium shade into 3 different spots in this big bucket here. I'll scrape that out in a second. Then I'll take this darker shade and we'll pour it into the spots where I didn't pour the medium pink. So again, in 3 different areas. And then for the white, I'm not gonna keep it in like one big area of the pot because I want it to be really swirled in. So I'm gonna hold it up really high and pour it all around in the soap. Then come a little closer here towards the middle. Actually, I think I'll scrape those containers out on top of the soap. So let's start pouring this in. This is going to be a really, really swirly design. There's gonna be parts of it that you probably can't tell that there's 3 shades of pink, but that's exactly what I want. Pour into the second one here. All the way up and down. Gonna scrapey my big container. Get all those little extras into this mold. I'm now scraping out the little containers that I have and just putting a little bit of this on top. I totally could have incorporated this into the big batch, but sometimes, like I've said before, I just like seeing a design on top even though I know I'm gonna cover it up with piping. This is what the soap looks like up close before I have put the piping on. So I'm gonna let this sit for about 30 minutes because the sweet pea fragrance oil does kind of decelerate trace a little bit, which is really helpful, but it's not so helpful whenever you're waiting to put the piping on top. So I'm gonna let it sit for about 30 minutes, mix up my piping, and then we will put the top on. I am now putting 3 little dollops of piping across the soap, and I've mixed up 2 different colors. I've mixed up sort of a pinky color. It's really more blue toned than it is like kind of warm toned though, like the other pinks down at the bottom. I added a little bit of purple to it to cool it down a little bit because rose quartz tends to be kind of a cooler pink. Fun game. Eat a piece of chocolate every single time I say pink in this video and you won't have your candy bar left at the end of it. I am so excited for the rest of this month's soap collection. The Gemstone and Crystal series is one that I have had planned out since 2017. I've known all the soaps I was going to make and already had them designed way back then. So I'm really excited to finally get to make some of them. Oh, this pink, it's making me so happy. I recently changed my Instagram theme to be like more pink tone. You should go follow me on Instagram if you want to see this soap totally matches. I might have to take a picture of it and put it on my personal Instagram just because the pink is like the perfect color. And speaking of my personal Instagram, I am doing some polls over there for my giveaway for 10,000 followers. And it looks like one of the prizes that I will be giving away is a chance for you to design your own soap loaf. I'm going to get together with the winner and ask them a series of questions and talk to them about design or what they would like me to make a soap inspired by. And then I'm going to make the soap on the YouTube channel. So if you don't make soap, this is the perfect opportunity for you to get to design a soap loaf without actually having to own any soap making supplies. And speaking of giveaways, a big congratulations to Mary Beth, who won the 100,000 subscriber soap giveaway. And for those who are asking about my sister Pollyanna, thank you all so much for your inquiries. I wish I could respond to every single comment, but just to update you briefly, we are kind of in the biggest part of chemotherapy right now, so it is a little bit difficult on her and my folks, but it should be over soon. We're definitely keeping our chins up, and Pollyanna is taking to all the treatment really well. There, of course, have been some side effects from the treatment, and if you want a really, really in-depth update, you can visit her Caring Bridge page. My mom is updating that regularly. I'm pretty sure she's updating like close to twice a week on there. She's being really detailed and thorough. She's really taking a lot of time to make sure that people who are wanting to stay in the loop about Pollyanna are updated and can have as much information as they want. So I will leave a link to that down below. Also wanted to say that poly bars will be available for the March soap release. We're going to make them this month in February. So we're going to be getting all the supplies in for that. Woo! It feels like mainly this video was just like a ton of updates, but I just wanted to make sure those who wanted information had it. Also, huge thank you for everyone who gave to my family via YouCaring. We're so tremendously blessed by that. If I talk too much about it, I'll probably start crying, so I'm just gonna say briefly, but from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for all your sweet emails and anyone sharing, you know, love and good vibes and praying for us, and, you know, just taking the time to let us know that you're thinking about us. That all means so much, and it really creates such a positive atmosphere for us during this difficult time. Okay, so all of the piping is on the soap, so now it's time to move along to some fun stuff here. I have some velvet pearl mica that I have mixed up with some sweet almond oil, and I'm going to gently drizzle that right here, right out of this cup, across the soap. A few of the soaps will have it, some of the soaps probably won't. It's very random. Shake it on there, yeah. Now I'm going to take some pink sea salt. This is the medium size from Crafter's Choice. It's available at Wholesale Supplies Plus. And I'm just going to add a little bit of that right down the middle of the soap. I'm going to try to keep them pretty close to the top. And then I am going to spritz this with some glitter that is mixed with mica. So there's a little bit of glitter, there's a little bit of mica. I'm going to put it right on the top of the soap. I'm also going to add just a touch to the side. But now it is time to add the real interesting part of this soap. I am going to be adding some real rose quartz to the top of every single soap bar. So every single soap bar is going to have some on there. These stones are exceptionally heavy, and they're also quite large, but I just had to have them. I think rose quartz is so beautiful, and everyone who gets one of these soaps will get a real piece of rose quartz to put like in their bathroom or any place that you think might be lightened up by such a beautiful stone. So I'm just going to try to put them right in the middle. They're all different cuts and different shapes and different weights and stuff, but I'm gonna do my best to make sure that it's in the middle of every single bar instead of like falling off on the side because it's so heavy. Just gonna put these last two, whoops, in there. That one started slipping. And we are done. Here's what the rose quartz soap looks like up close. That color really matches the color of the stone. They blend right in together. I'm so pleased with these. These totally match my aesthetic. They're just so fabulous. I'm gonna wait for 18 to 24 hours before I cut them up, and then we will be back to take a peek on the inside. We are back the next day to cut up the rose quartz soap, and it looks even prettier the next day. It smells absolutely divine. The scent is so strong. So I'm going to start here with these little end pieces. And ta-da! That's what it looks like on the inside. So this is exactly what I wanted to have happen. I wanted the top of the soap to be like a cooler pink, and then have the bottom be like a warmer pink. And then I wanted the white creamy color to be really, really mixed in. Because you can see here on the real rose quartz that none of the white is really like super, super visible. It's really mixed in with the pink. And that's kind of what I wanted to happen down here. So you can still see some lighter colors, but not very much. The smell is so good. I highly recommend this fragrance, you guys. Highly, highly recommend, especially for any of the spring lines you may be creating. The top of this soap has some darker flecks of pink, which I think is super pretty. Okay, Lydia, you can say what? Do you have a question of the day for us?
Would you rather lose the ability to read or lose the ability to speak?
Oh no! Why are you always picking sad questions? Oh man, you answer that first. I have to think about it.
Speak. You can't do anything if you can't read.
Guess so, but I love talking. I love talking. I guess I'll have to go with giving up my ability to speak, because it's just not as practical in the long run. These types of questions I do not like considering. But if you like to consider them, you should answer the question of the day. You can click the I in the upper right hand corner of the screen to do so. Thanks you guys so much much for watching today's video. It really means the world to me. Thanks for sharing the love. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, maybe even leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram because, like I said before, I will be doing a massive giveaway over there where I will be offering one lucky person the chance to design their own cold process soap. I'll be making it and then I will send them a free bar. And until next week, I hope you guys have an absolutely royal day and bye for now. Meow.